Good morning to you. It's Daybreak at iFiber One News Radio. I'm Jeff Slakey. On a Wednesday morning, we take this time after a week break. Whew.
Yes, sir.
Adventure
Hi,
with
Jeff.
Daniel and Jerry. Morning, gang.
Good morning.
How are y'all doing?
We are doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Day after Election Day, that Prop 1 levy lid, boy, that went down pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of saw the writing on the wall a little bit.
It
You guys
did.
surprised on that?
Huh?
You guys surprised on that one?
No, I'm not surprised by the results at all so far, you know. And
Yeah, what I find interesting is Commissioner Schuette, who you had a phone call this morning, which I think that was great. He's been offering his opinion and what he thinks needs to be done, especially with the balanced budget and that. But he's one commissioner. The other two we haven't heard from, and it's not evident that they're supporting this balanced budget initiative. So, it'd be nice to hear from them, have them call in. We've extended an invite, but how do they feel? Because one commissioner cannot change that.
Right.
All they can do is make more cuts, and pretty soon you don't have any services. So, and anyway, so not that there isn't additional cuts that can be made. I agree with there's areas probably in the larger departments. Of course, the sheriff's department is always targeted. So,
Yeah.
And the other thing I found interesting was that the commissioner's budget, they cut by 17%, and you kind of go, how do you do that if you don't have a little bit of fat in there? And so it's interesting to see, what other things will fall down, in the months to come. The other thing is what things could we maybe outsource?
Sure.
Where our liabilities are. HR is one of them. Risk management we already do. You call up and get advice. So the other thing is as they reduce the people, then those that are left have more duties. And what happens is they don't get paid overtime.
Right.
They get comp time. And that's still a liability of the county. So should they leave, they get that comp time paid out and whatnot. So, really have to look at the ripple, what is actually happening.
A lot of decisions to be made here.
a lot of belt tightening is going to be going on.
Right, and I don't envy them. I don't envy them.
Get rid of that belt, they may just need a string.
That's true. And drive them all to have a belt, probably.
Yeah.
Can't afford a belt.
Yeah.
What about you, Dale? What have you been up to?
Well,
recently?
my world's kind of been dumbed down to lots of walking and watching the fish go upstream. There's been, I think, a record number of salmon in Hood Canal. It's phenomenal if folks have the opportunity or the time to go out in the middle of the day and just gaze up upon the canal and watch all the fish jumping.
Oh, you can.
I mean, it looks like the water's bubbling.
Oh,
There's
wow.
that many fish, and there's a bajillion netters out there and fishermen out there and processing boats, but it's still a very active. I think it's a record run. And I don't know that. This is just a casual observer. But, man, there's just been a lot of activity. The dogs are absolutely infatuated with these fish going up the creek.
Do you have to watch out for them?
No, they don't bite at them or anything. They just, but Coco will go right into the water and bark at them, and those fish start wiggling, and then Riley, he's scaredy cat.
How do the fish look? Are they about done?
They're about done.
Yes.
Yeah, they're days away from they're trying to get up to lay their eggs
I think
and
they're
call it a day.
hours away to tell
But
you.
they so it's been for about 3 days now. We've been going down there and watching that. And
where do you go?
right at Potlatch State Park.
Oh, yeah.
There's a creek that runs there, and there's any of the tributary creeks that feed into the canal. You'll see fish activity there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
And it's real interesting because they're all, pooled up, and one at a time. They try to do more than one at a time, but we've been down there when the tide has been out, and that's what the dogs were really interested in, because one at a time they would flop through the really shallow water and get through, and
It's
get up to the
amazing.
creek. It is it's an amazing part of the cycle there, and so I haven't had the chance to see that and just take our time and observe it for a while.
Yeah.
So 3 days now we've
Yeah.
gone down there, and then I'm on a little rehab stint here, so we're walking a little over a mile a day and doing good and feeling well, and and looking forward to getting back into the action again. I do have a Thanksgiving pre-function. We're going to be representing the station at the North Mason Chamber luncheon
that'll be
the
a fun
Wednesday
one.
before Thanksgiving. So that'll be at Alderbrook Resort, and so we look forward to seeing our friends from the North Mason Chamber and presenting there. And Randy Rowland, who is the voice of the Seahawks at the stadium,
Yeah.
and has been for many years, will be there talking all Seahawks.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, and I think we've crossed paths and worked together, and we'll confirm that or deny it when we get together.
We've talked about that.
Yeah,
before.
yeah. So,
Nice of
kind of a
us.
limited schedule on my part, but getting more energy all the time.
How
so.
was the snow up there and along the canal?
It was a whole lot of hullabaloo for not much.
Not a lot?
A dusting. There was some. Now, the first night that there was snow, we saw some cars and trucks coming down from way up Cushman.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of snow.
Sure.
4 or 5, 6 inches on their hoods. But that was the first night, and then after that, there wasn't much.
No.
So
Right.
we didn't get impacted at all.
Okay.
Yeah, the mountains are white.
Yeah.
I want to just back up just a minute. If people want to go down and see the fish coming up, they need to do that soon, because what happens is in about a week, the smell will be atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, it's okay.
Record run, record stench.
Oh, that will be. You can just drive by probably in about a week from now, and you'll be able to get a whiff. Yeah. Schaefer Park used to be a big tributary as well back in my younger days, and so I don't know if that's the case anymore, but for folks living out in that area, they may want to hit that one. They probably are well aware of it, but it is an interesting thing to do. It's
Before,
a fun thing
before
to do.
too long, we'll get you behind the microphone once again for Holiday Magic, right? That Friday night?
Yes,
First
sir.
Friday as we-
Absolutely. Friday night tree lighting ceremony. Looking forward to that and getting involved. And we'll be calling the play-by-play on the parade.
That'll be fun.
So that'll be a lot of fun. Are you and I partnered up? Is that the plan? Or
I think that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
Unless something changes. I can't imagine.
Unless Kaiser takes over.
Kaiser could take over. He may do a little
He's going
play-by-play.
to be quite the chatty Cathy here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I don't know where he gets that.
Probably from you guys. Anything else you want to pass along, Jerry, this morning?
No, I just haven't been too involved in the commission meetings. I like to go to them. I have been reading online a little bit about what's going on, and that, because I always find it interesting. I think that one of the briefings, there is a briefing today, and I don't know what time. You can look on the Mason County website regarding the outcome of the election, or
Okay.
the expected outcome, which will start the discussion about what are the next steps that the commission has to take,
Yeah.
and the departments will have to take. And obviously, with 80% of the expenses being human resources, and labor, that's probably going to affect a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting to see, and
sure.
will affect all of us.
And everybody have a great Veterans Day. And
That's right. Thank you for your service, Sarah Dale.
and thank you. And thank you, everybody. And if you get a chance to thank a vet this
Yeah.
weekend, or take a moment to commemorate.
Right, in
What they've
Hoodsport
done.
we saw they
Free lunch, free breakfast,
lunch, free,
free something.
Free Veterans Appreciation Barbecue.
There it is.
yes, there we
November
go.
11th from 12 to 3 at the Hoodsport Fire Hall, Finch Creek there. Guest speaker. It's their 8th annual one of
Yes,
these,
my
put on by the
goodness.
Hoodsport Lions.
And also we need to give a plug for the local Shelton office and all
Yep.
the services that they provide
Oh, gosh,
locally
yeah.
for the vets, and they actually get answers and help the vets solve some of their problems. So
Yeah.
that's we are very grateful to have that in our community.
For sure, and they got their stand-down event next weekend that I think we'll continue to talk about. All right, very cool. Well, Dale, Jerry, always good to talk with you guys.
All right, keep up the good work there.
We'll try here at 7:55.